So my plan for this week is to kind of ease back into things. Gonna find out how successfully over the next couple of days. Maybe 3 times a charm or something will actually get through this thick-ass skull of mine. I don't recognize this, and man, parts of this sound funky. Yeah. Alright, once more, slowly through. Hi there, SixofQueens here, and learning still sucks. This week, I continue on my first pass of Chapter 5 of Bastion Piano for Adults, reading in G. Things got a little heated at the end of my last practice session. So much so that I felt it was best to take a week off in between, get caught up on some rest, get caught up on some editing, and kind of just ratchet that tension down a little bit. Gonna find out how successfully over the next couple of days. So my plan for this week is to kind of ease back into things, maybe not even getting to a new piece by the end of this session, instead focusing on calmly revisit the pieces I was working on at the end of last session. Since playing the 2 different intensities and different playing styles of staccato and legato with the 2 different hands is, at least it seems to me, a really important thing to be able to do very proficiently and very well. So there's no point in continuing on beyond that point until I've got that down pretty well. And honestly, I had it down okay over a week ago. Not great, and it was very frustrating getting there. But I'm sure it's far from the most complicated thing that I'm going to have to wrap my head around before all this is said and done. So there's really nothing else for it than to get started with some nice warm up. So that's boom, 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 boom. Oh, so that's going to be rather than that B is going to be okay. I'm gonna have to find that one and listen to it somewhere to find out if I'm actually playing this right, because I don't recognize this, and parts of it sound really, really weird. Doesn't mean they're wrong, just means they sound weird. Even though I've checked the notes over and over again to make sure that I'm hitting the right ones, but man, parts of this sound funky. But I'll have to look into this piece later. You know what? I'll try working through it one more time, but then I really need to look into it and see if it actually sounds the way that I'm playing it. Yeah. All right. Once more, slowly through. I'm not on the wrong keys, am I? I've done that before. I think that was twice in a row, more or less spot on. Okay, the dynamics could have used a little bit of work here and there, but like, it's not like I'm not going to be revisiting this in like 2 or 3 weeks anyway, so I can work on polishing it up then. Honestly, that took the back end of one session and a half of another session, so one whole session, to get this 5 measure long song that's jumping back and forth all over the place. One that I also needed to look up how to play it correctly and what it was supposed to sound like in between sessions, and I'm glad I did, because it reminded me of when you stop applying the flat notation to a note. I was accidentally applying it to every occurrence of the note for the entirety of the bar afterwards, not just the single measure unit that it was in. So on that last bar, I was holding a B flat for every instance of B, and it was sounding weird. Granted, quite a few pieces of this song sound weird, but it was only supposed to be for that short measure and really that one occurrence of that B flat, and then it's B, B afterwards. And it helped remind me of that rule. I think I've forgotten that rule once already, sometime in a previous chapter. So, I don't know, maybe a third time's a charm when something will actually get through this thick-ass skull of mine. Wow, quite a change from last week to this week, that's for goddamn sure. And there's 16 pages still left in the chapter, which is longer than most of the other chapters. If you'd like to see what it took for me to get this far, then you can either click up here, or the link in the description below, to catch the entire series from the very beginning. And if you'd like to find out where I go from here, then don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you know when I upload next. So far, I've practiced hours over weeks. Let's see what, if anything, I learn next time.